question for Jeff or Tom. This is Ed Nordholm right here, by the way, from Anthem. He is, I thought I traveled a lot. He just got in from India, via Mexico, via Germany, 20 different places. So feel free to ask. Obviously, this is just for media. Thank you for sticking around for this. If anybody's got a question for Jeff, for Tom, for Ed, feel free to fire away.
Drew? City
Of course.
councilor?
City councilor.
Flying politician?
If you want to touch, yes. Wonder why your taxes are so high in Preston, that's one, right? Okay, here we go.
Cheers, JB. This is for Tom, Jeff, and actually probably yourself, JB. One of the things that's so great about Impact Wrestling is the digital content that stories continue online. Should we expect to see more of that digital content through World of Sport Wrestling and maybe through the ITV hub as well?
Yeah, that is definitely something we're looking at. You know, it's been 30 years and things have moved on, and now that's a big part of any TV program really going forward, but especially in wrestling. So yeah, it's something that me and Jeff have already started talking about, and it will be a big part of the show.
Yeah, just to follow up on that. Can you guys hear me with this? No? This one? Yep. Yeah, the world's changed. It's a digital world. And so this press conference here today was obviously recorded. It's going to be up on multiple channels through World of Sport, through Impact Wrestling. We're big believers. The team back in Nashville is going to be a big driver. They've been... Mr. Nordholm is our staff photographer today, but he's already been sending stuff back to Nashville, so we're going to be getting stuff out. So we're big believers in that, leading up to tickets on sale, and then of course to the premiere episode, whenever that may be. There's going to be a lot of, we're launching the website, it's WOSWrestling.com. Yeah, WOSWrestling.com. That's going to be launched, if not today, in the very, very near future. It's going to have limited content, but this stuff's going to be put on after the meet and greet. We're going to interview the wrestlers, and we're really, really going to be loud and proud about our digital presence.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good question. Yeah.
Thank you. A new era for World of Sport Wrestling, and we've seen Viper there. Who else? Who are you going to be your other flagship females? And how can World of Sport Wrestling become a role model for getting women into wrestling and young women into this sport that's sort of making comeback, but a whole new audience?
I can't give you names, but no, I landed yesterday morning at whatever 8 or 9 o'clock, and then I met with Tom and his team and defining the roster. That's the $1 million question. Those guys back there in the back going through the meet and greet, they're obviously part of it. But as we formulate this roster, obviously that's what makes any wrestling promotion. So there is going to be females that we're going to integrate into the show. Viper one of them, but others as well.
And so many great female athletes right here, right now. And so not going to be hard to find, no question.
Thank you. Is there going to be any restrictions on talent on the WOS roster from working other UK independents?
No. I mean, televised, no. You talk about the independent scene? No, we're going to encourage that, much like that's, in my opinion, independent wrestling is somewhat the lifeblood of professional wrestling nowadays. And myself and Ed have made it a real strong initiative, working out partnerships with at Impact with Noah out of Japan, AAA out of Mexico, The Crash out of Mexico, and then multiple promotions around the world. So no, that won't, as far as on screen, on television, that's the nature of the business we're in. So they won't be participating in other television programs, but independent promotions, yes.
Hi there. I just wanted to ask first, Tom, what made you choose that Impact as a partner, and Ed as well, what made you choose ITV as a partner to work with as well for this amazing project?
We obviously made a fantastic show New Year's Eve, and it did fantastic numbers. But we want an absolute premium product here because we think this is an incredible opportunity. So when we went out there, we wanted to work with the very best. And when I met with Jeff and Ed, it was just very, very, very quickly it became apparent that we were just going to be able to work brilliantly together. So, you know, we've been obviously talking for a few months now, negotiating, talking about different things. But I think it's gonna, you know, a weekly show is very different than a one-off, and this will take it to the next level.
Really quite an easy decision for us. Our strategy is to improve our presence in all of our international jurisdictions and territories where Impact has been, and the opportunity to work with WS to revive this brand in association with us and leverage our talents and our skill set to bring life to this brand is a very easy decision on our part.
Good question. All right. Are there any plans to do live tours, house shows, that kind of thing with the product, or will it just be TV only?
No, with this is, and again, me being a lifer and 70-year lineage, me being a part of this opportunity is great. But from the very beginning, it's a full-on wrestling promotion that goes with everything. This show is already being shopped internationally around the world. We're going to look at live touring. We're going to look at merchandise, licensing. Who knows, maybe a pay-per-view in the future, but a full-on wrestling promotion. It's not just going to be a television show whatsoever.
Is there going to be a chance for any Impact wrestlers to come over here, or any wrestlers from over here to go over to Impact United, a bit of a talent exchange?
Yes, that from the very beginning, it's WS brand being revived, and it's without question, you can put a number on it, 60, 70, 80% British wrestlers, that's going to be the blood of it. But there are going to be international stars, whether it's Impact or from Japan or Lucha Libre, whatever it may be, but there's definitely going to be international stars integrated into the British scene.
Double J, I was just wondering what the, can you hear me? It sounds weird. I was just wondering what the influence of Impact will be on World of Sport, because obviously World of Sport has a very distinctive style, British wrestling in general has a very distinctive style, and so does Impact. And how do those two couple? Like, how do you see Impact's influence on the product being?
Short answer is stay tuned, but to go a little bit deeper, like I just said, it's going to be 70-80% British wrestlers. You see the core of them right here, Shaw and Ashton and Grado and the likes. So they're going to be the nucleus of the roster, and they're going to do what they do best. And over the last 5, 10, 15 years, the British scene, as you're well aware of, is red hot. So Impact will have its influence, but World of Sport, WOS, excuse me, is going to have its own flavor.
This one's for Jeff. Like, I've followed you creating these independent wrestling companies over the years, the WWA, the GFW, Impact as well. Now, what's it like being involved in a wrestling company that's already a brand? I know it's been gone for 30 years, but is your approach working with the brand, is it different to what it would be on a normal indie?
Yeah, I mean, I still have to pinch myself that I'm sitting in ITV studios talking about WOS because, you know, not to be repetitive, but my family has been in the business many, many years. And so, you know, growing up, looking at magazines was the only real taste I had of WOS and Big Daddy and Haystacks and Kendo Nuts, all the names that go with it. So to be a part of reviving this brand and really, this man gets all the credit because he had the vision to bring it back to life, and then he had the know-how to get through the political red tape, so to speak. He figured out how to do it, and Anthem and ITV Studios have come together. So it's really an iconic situation, and we're all very thankful to be in it.
This is open to all of you. On the VTs, we heard the iconic voice of Jim Ross. Jeff, you've worked with him on a number of shows. Are we likely to hear Jim Ross back on the commentary table on WOS?
I'll let them speak. You know, I'm sure you're well aware of Jim's personal situation, very tragic. And so we've decided, you know, we're better off to show everyone respect, not to discuss Jim. And I appreciate you asking, but also we want to respect his wishes. It's a very difficult time for him. And prayers up for Jim and his entire family.
Well, first I want to ask Tom, what was the feedback you got from the pilot? And also as well, are you planning to bring any new titles in, like a women's title, a tag title, or secondary title?
Yeah, no, I think, you know, we're definitely going to be looking at other titles. You know, I think, you know, when it was a 2-hour show, then one title was right to make it a tournament, but we're definitely going to bring in other titles. And yeah, no, I mean, I think the fact that we got a 10-part series says everything that you need to know with how the pilot went down. It's the fact, you know, it did great numbers for us, and we think that, you know, it going out over 10 weeks, which is going to be 2.5 months, it's got a really good chance to make a real impact.
We have time for one or two more questions here. Where was, oh, right over here, sorry. Go ahead.
Hi there. Just a quick question, really. Firstly, on the press release it says that obviously TNA are going to lend their production experience to WOS. I was just wondering if you could expand on what that might be and why that relationship's going to work.
Well, for me, it really is it's co-producing in the truest form, and it's become very apparent with my meetings with Jeff and Ed that will work. But the core team is in Manchester, you know, just across the road from the ITV studios. But we're going to be going over to Florida in a few weeks' time. We're going to be spending time with Jeff and his team, and then other times they're going to come over to us. So it's a real collaboration. And I really kind of think, you know, the way that we're saying it's a co-production, it really is in the true sense.
I mean, we've already got plans that, you know, to get right down to it, it's all of his shows, none of them are quite frankly like professional wrestling, so we're going to sprinkle in our expertise. They obviously know how to make great TV. They're going to sprinkle in their expertise. That we've already got on the schedule for someone to, from ITV to come to Nashville, actually in the post-production. So it is, not to steal his same line, in every sense of the word, a true co-production.
All right, we got time for one more left. All right, thanks.
This is for Ed. What's the involvement of Anthem with the project specifically?
What is the role of Anthem with the project specifically?
Well, Anthem owns Impact Wrestling. I'm an executive officer of Anthem Sports and Entertainment, the parent company, and the president of Impact Wrestling. So we're involved at the corporate level right down to I'm here today and very much involved as a hands-on owner of the business.
All right, great. Thanks, Ed. Guys, thanks again for everything. Appreciate it so much for